Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, thank you so much for clicking on that thumbnail and giving this video a chance. I really am excited to see you here in Yarnitopia with me today. And if you're returning, thank you so much for the continued support. It really just makes my heart happy to see how many of you watch these videos and leave me a comment. And speaking of comment, I would love to know what you are working on right now, what is on your hooks or your needles. Your projects always inspire me for my Make It Monday post where I share 3 knitting patterns and 3 free crochet patterns, but it also inspires my own crafting journey, and I'm just grateful for that. October is extra special to me, mainly because it's my birthday month and I am turning 44 this year. I'm not really excited about that, but I kind of am. I don't know. I'm on the fence about it for sure. And to celebrate, we're going to be doing some fun Vlogtober birthday giveaways for the month. So make sure you stay tuned and subscribe to the channel so you do not miss any of that fun. Today I'm going to share what I've been working on. I'm going to show you my finished Boggy Creek Blanket because it is done and all those ends are woven in. Oh my, it took forever. And I'm going to be showing you some things that I've acquired over the last couple of days because I did get a little few things. Plus there's going to be a giveaway in this video that you don't want to miss. It's mainly targeted to my knitters out there, but you know this channel supports knitters and crocheters. All of the rules will be talked about during that segment, and they also can be found in the description of this video. Before we get into what I finished, let me just show you this. This was what I finished last week. And if you caught my last What I've Been Working On video, you probably saw this, but this is the Bag O' Day composed of Madness shawl made out of some Hobie Twister cotton. And I just love this thing. It is so pretty and it's so comfortable, and I just love the picots. It's just so lovely. But if you want to see the whole thing of that and the information I have about that, I'm going to put a little video link in the cards for you, as well as down in the description, so you can catch that later. Let's kick off things though with my finished object, which is my Boggy Creek blanket. This is part of the make along for the Boggy Creek camp, which I've talked about before, but I will link some information for that down below. I will be sending my blanket to She's Got Yarn because she's a little bit closer to me and she's already in Florida. But I love how this blanket turned out. I'm going to look at my notes real fast. The colors and the texture are perfect for cozying up this fall or whenever these little kids go to camp. And my blanket was inspired by Camp Boggy itself because it is in Florida. There is access to the water, but there's also a lot of lush green vegetation. So that is why I went with the colors that I did. This is all James Brett Marble Chunky yarn. So we have the light blue, and then we have some of the darker blue, and then we have these greens. The colors that I chose were, the greens are color number MC33, and then the darker blue is MC21, and then the lighter blue is MC10. For my blanket, I did use a total of 1,164 yards. I think it was like 680 something grams, somewhere along there, and it is the 40 by 40 size. I did put a border on mine, and the border that I used for mine was inspired by one of the crochet borders from Edie Ekman. So I was inspired by border number, I think it's 29. It is 29. And it is called the Extended Double Crochet Stitch. So it does have these points on there, and I thought it reminded me of trees, and that's why I kind of wanted to surround my blanket in that, to show the forest and the tree line surrounding Boggy Creek. I love how it turned out. I loved how these front posts kind of give the blanket some dimension and some texture, because I did those around here as well. But I am super, super happy. And it has the best drape, as well as it is just so soft. I did go ahead and wash it because I did knit on it when I was sick. Kind of special to me because this is the last project that my little companion, Bailey, sat beside me as I worked on. So It's got a lot of sentimentalness in this blanket, and I've talked about the yarn and why I chose the yarn in the previous video that I've already mentioned. So if you want to know more about that, I hope you check that out. But yeah, this is my finished Boggy Creek Blanket. And I did mention in the other video that originally I started off using the Autumn Granny Square Blanket. It's a free pattern, I'll link it down below, but I've only did it to like the light color, and then I kind of went off on my own tangent. So there's really no pattern for the rest of it, as well as the border. But I also really love how I used the front post here, so it's like the trees coming out of the ground and out of the ocean along the shoreline. I hope these kids love it, because I'm not a blanket maker, but I did power through it, and I'm glad I took the time to make it to send. So next we're going to talk about works in progress. I would love to say I have all these amazing projects that I've been working on, and that would be a great big lie. So I'm not going to say that. Honestly, the dermatitis stuff has really been very painful for me this past week, and it's really limited what I can do with my fingers and what I can do with my hands in general. It's very frustrating. But first I'm going to show you my mittens. These are a Helen Stewart pattern. It's called the Heart and Mittens. And I'm knitting these on some Desert Vista Dye Works yarn, Vizio base. It's called Schools in Session. This is a 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. It is approximately 462 yards per 100 grams. So, when we left off, we were talking about these, and I showed you where I had split for the thumb gusset on both of them. This was going to be my submission, I guess you can say, for the Finish It Friday with the Yarn Joy podcast, because she had drawn a whip, and I think that was been like 2 weeks now. I don't even know. Anyways, I've been working on these. So this is how much I had on one of the thumb gussets. I haven't done anything with this mitten, as you can tell. But when I put this on to kind of figure out where I was going with this, where I was in the pattern, because I did not make any notes, and I wish I had, because it would have saved me a lot of time, I realized that where I have the thumb gusset, it was causing the pattern of this part to go astray. And so I'm like, can I live with that? And I know that I cannot live with that. I know that's going to drive me crazy. So in this whole process, I decided that, you know what? I don't even want to do thumb gussets. And so I went to the pattern to see how I can alter that. And guess what? The original pattern does not even have thumb gussets. No, it just has thumb splits. And thumb gussets, if you are not familiar with the terms of a mitten, is just the extra fabric that you go in and add that's going to give your thumb like a butt seat of your glove, so it has room to go and sit. And so that is what your thumb gusset is. And you would keep on increasing, and then you would get to a certain spot, and then you would cast off your thumb stitches, and then you would continue knitting around in the circle and then finish off the ribbing. I also realized when I was looking at this that to do that thumb gusset in this pattern that did not have a thumb gusset, I actually had to start from the opposite end of the pattern, and that means I have been knitting these basically upside down, which is fine. That was intentional so I could add that thumb gusset easily, because you have to start the thumb gusset from the arm of your mitten, and the way the pattern is written is you start with the ribbing on the hand and then work your way down. So now that I'm not doing a thumb gusset and I have to rip this one out, I have to figure out where I want to put the thumb slit, which is not a big deal, but I just have to think. And I haven't felt like thinking, so I haven't messed with this mitten yet, although I just need to rip it out and pick up the stitches so I can knit on it. What I did do is pick up this one. And this one, I realized, because originally this is the one I had fixed when I had to drop down like 38 stitches to fix one of these little decreases. But I tried this one on to try to figure out where I want to start my thumb slit. And I realized that I'd split my yarn all the way down here, where this little lovely light bulb stitch marker is. And I could have handled it a couple of ways. I could have just got an extra piece of waste yarn, went in there behind there and grabbed that, and then weaved in the ends and been done. But I would have noticed it was there. And I'm a process crafter, meaning I like the joy of the process of knitting. For me, It's not about finished objects. It's not about how much I can get done in a year. It's just the joy of knitting and crocheting and creating things that I love and that I want to wear and that are not going to drive me crazy when I look at them. So to accomplish that, that meant I had to rip out from where I was, which was, I think, on the blue maybe, last time I showed you, all the way down to here, and then pick up those stitches and then knit all that back up, which I have done. And so I've gotten these about the same place as these, and I think that's where I want to do my thumb split, is where I begin the red section, because I think this is a pretty good length for my arm part of my mitten. Now I can add my thumb slit more over here, and then this goes vertical and not off to the side, and that makes me so much happier knowing that I fixed that and it's not going to drive me crazy. So that is what I've done on these, and I've been working on these at night as I lay in bed. So the next work in progress has been my socks, because I'm trying to get as much of these works in progress off my needles and hooks as fast as possible, because a new year is coming and I really would like to start with clean hooks and needles. It's been many years since that's happened. The last time we spoke, I had started the ribbing on this one, and I have not touched it since then. And this is the Amsterdam Step 6. It's a sport weight yarn. It's a German yarn, and it is I think it's a 75-25. 75% superwash, 25% polyamide. There is a lot of yardage in these. 410 yards and 150 grams. So there's the first one, and as you see, I'm in the ribbing section, and these are my football game socks, so they don't get knit on unless I go to the football game, because this is something I can easily just knit in the round and still cheer on my local kiddos, even though they're not really my kiddos, they're just my church kiddos, but I love to go support them. And I was right here on this one, and so I got all of this done. And I realized I dropped a stitch. See that right there? Huh. So I'm going to have to pick that little bad boy up. Not a big deal. And work that in. The joys of knitting. But I love how these are working out. And I love that they're not matchy-matchy, that they're kind of the opposite. So if I kind of was to hold it like this, I think that's kind of fun, because that's where that heel was. But I like that they're a little quirky, like me. Now on to some new to me things. I did do a little birthday shopping. I did finally get into the Yarnable Yarn Club. I've been trying to get in for the October, November, and December segments for about 2 or 3 years, and every time a spot comes open, someone would jump in and take it before I could check out, and it always just kind of irked me. And this year I prevailed, and I'm super excited. I have not gotten my first box yet, but I am excited to get that for myself for my birthday, for October, November, and December. So this is from an Etsy store called Knit for Brains Designs. I was just fumbling through YouTube one evening, and I came across one of their lives, and they were showing some of the bags that they had up for sale. And so I purchased them from them to support them, and also because I love project bags. And with this, they gave me a cute little stitch marker that has a sheep on it, and this is her card, Knit for Brains Designs. She is on YouTube, she does have Instagram, and she does have a Ravelry and Facebook, and she's Knit for Brains everywhere. And the bag I picked out was this really cute sheep bag. I've seen this fabric before, but this is perfect for little socks or mittens or a small little amigurumi, and I just thought the sheep were adorable, and all their colorful little toboggans and scarves. And it's a drawstring bag, and it's the perfect size for a perfectly small little project. She does have her cute little tag right here that says Knit for Brains, and it has this really pretty blue speckled lining. So I bought that, and so when I went out and bought groceries today, I did pick up a cake of that Balance colorway. I'm pretty sure this is what I wanted to get for my monster. So this is Garrick the Dragon, and he used 1 cake of Balance, and I think I picked up a really good cake for him. So it has a lot of that blue and the green and then the pink. I should have enough of the pink for the head and for the feet, but I really wanted to make him, and so that's what I picked up that yarn for. And I think it's going to be really cute. If you haven't seen, I already did a flip through of this book. It's on the channel. I will link that in the cards for you and down below in case you want to check it out. Okay, also while I was out today at Walmart, I came across something that I had no idea even existed. And I was shocked to see it sitting on the counter, and there was only one, and I grabbed it, and I'm like, this thing is going to be way too much money for me to want to spend. Then, lo and behold, I saw the clearance sticker, and it had a clearance sticker of $7. So you may have seen me talk about this little thing that I got from Aldi. It's supposed to be like a travel makeup case, but I love it for knitting projects because it's like a yarn bowl for when I go places. And when I was going through Walmart looking for bubble bath, I came across this version. And this is a Hello Kitty. Now, I know that I'm a almost 44-year-old woman, but I love me some Hello Kitty and cartoon stuff. And I'm a child of the 80s, so I have no shame in my game. And she's adorable. So it's the Wet n Wild Hello Kitty 50th anniversary. It's supposed to be a makeup case. I don't own makeup. So it's going to be a knitting case or crochet. It's so cute. Love the golden zippers. And just like the other one, it opens up. And check out the Hello Kitty print on the inside. So cute. $7. And it's like a bigger version yarn ball. The only thing this one does not have, which I wish it did have, was the Aldi one has these little mesh pockets on the side to put the tags or extra needles or crochet hooks. This one does not, but I don't care. It's so pretty, and it's Hello Kitty. Now, it is my birthday month, and I did have some friends give me some things. I am not trying to get birthday surprises from anyone. This was just completely random. I had no idea that they were sending these, but I did want to show you what they got me because I think it's really sweet and really special. So this comes from Yarnbug, who is a local. She gave me a stitch marker, which has a cute little llama alpaca on it. And then she got me these 2 crochet kits. So I showed the scarecrow version of this a while back in one of my videos. And I mentioned that it had a cute little gnome. And so she bought me the gnome. And then she got me the gingerbread man. Look how cute. Now these are from Hobby Lobby. And they are $10.99 retail. But their stuff's always 40 to 50% off, which I think is amazing. And they do come with everything you need to make the item. So you get the yarn, you get the stuffing, you get the pattern. You even get a darning needle, the eyes, any kind of little pom-poms. And then there's always a crochet hook in there as well as the pattern. So super excited and super thankful for those. They're so cute and I really appreciate them. The other thing I got, I actually showed today in a photo that I put up on my community tab. I was going to bring it out here, but I did not want any more coffee today because I'm having to take Benadryl at night and it's just too much on my system to have those trying to fight each other. But I was gifted a coffee mug that's really cute in 2 different kind of K-cups from Jana K, who is Flourish Fiber Evermore. Flourish. And she's a knitting and Bible study video podcast, so I hope you check her out if you're interested. And while we're talking about things that I've gotten the last few days, I do want to kind of segue into one other thing that I purchased. And I purchased this, it might have been before I got the C. I honestly don't remember. I've been trying to get a time to record to show you this, and I just have not been able to. So this is from Pro Life Knitter. She is on Instagram. She has an Etsy store, and she also is on YouTube. So the back of her card says, "This purchase saves lives. All profits donated to pro-life organizations. Follow us on Instagram.com as Pro Life Knitter. Thank you for your purchase." And so what I had purchased was 2 needle stoppers. And they're these really cute cats. And they are looking at like a book or a notebook. I love cats. I love planners. I just really love them. The purchase of these did kind of initiate this giveaway. So drum roll, please. For this giveaway, you must be 18 years or older to enter. I would love for you to be a U.S. resident because of right now shipping costs, and with all of the hurricane issues that are going on in the States right now, I think if I send it overseas, it's going to have to go through that, and it's probably not going to make it because it's really bad here in North Carolina and Tennessee, parts of Georgia. There's a lot of devastation, a lot of loss of life because of Hurricane Helen, and there's another hurricane set to hit land sometime coming up. And it's sad. It's really sad. So I am going to do this giveaway for US only, and there's going to be other rules and regulations down below that you're going to need to read and abide by to be eligible to win. Now, this giveaway is not sponsored in any way by YouTube or any social media like that. Most of it's from me, but I did have one thing sent. So when I did purchase these little cute needle stoppers, and what these are is they go on the tips of your needles, but you put them on the end and they keep your stitches from falling off. They sit on there kind of tight. But she had sent me something to give to you. And I think I'd actually bought these sometime prior to having the C. I can't even remember. It was all a blur. But she did send me these cute gnomes to give out to you. They're sealed in this little package, and they are glow-in-the-dark gnomes, y'all. How cute is that? How cute is that? So with these glow-in-the-dark gnomes, you will be getting one of her business cards, who is Pro-Life Knitter. And I just want to say thank you so much for offering this up for a giveaway. I truly appreciate it. I'm going to drop and tag her down below so you can find her channel and her Etsy shop and show her some love and maybe pick up some for yourself. You're also going to be getting this really cute little pouch. So this is something that I picked up at Target. It is noted by Post-it. Definitely delightful is what it says. I agree. They're really fun and pretty. But this is the same material that the Della Q snap bags are made out of. And if you follow this channel for a while, you know that I love those. And this one has a really nice clip on it, so you can clip it to your bag, which is also really nice. And the glorious gold zipper. And these make great project bags because your needles are not going to really poke through. I mean, it takes a lot to poke through these, so they're very, very durable. So you got that. You have your business card of Pro-Life Knitter. You have your gnome glow-in-the-dark needle stoppers. So also with that, I'm going to put in a darning needle. This is one of the gold bent tip needles. These are by far my favorite darning needles to ever use, and so I want to have one for you that matches that zipper. Also in here, I'm going to put 3 stickers. So I'm going to put this little sweater sticker. I'm going to put a yarn basket sticker. And I'm going to put this ball of yarn, I'm tired, in here as well. And then I'm also going to stick in some stitch markers that I make that I'm not going to show you. They're going to be a surprise to whoever wins. So to be eligible to win this little gift pack, again, you must be in the USA. There will be some giveaways coming up for all my overseas viewers. It's just right now, I don't want a chance trying to send something overseas. You also need to leave a comment with the word gnomes, G-N-O-M-E-S. Work that in a sentence somehow. Make it fun. Make it funny. Have fun with it in general, and you'll be eligible to win. Again, there will be more rules down below, so make sure that you do go through and read those, and as well as the links for YouTube giveaways and YouTube terms and conditions that must be followed for your eligibility to win. You do not have to be a subscriber to this channel to be eligible to win per YouTube terms and conditions, but it would be really cool if you were. And you do not have to give this video a thumbs up. But again, it would be really cool if you did, because that's what helps this channel grow. And the more it grows and the more views, it's how I get paid by AdSense, and I'm able to use that money to mail off prizes for you. So that's how you can help me out. Moving on. Now, along with those 2 birthday presents that was sent to me from Jana K and from Yarnbug, there was also some baby booties donated. And so I want to share those with you. So the ones that Jana K donated And she made some adorable little baby booties to donate to my local Save a Life. I'm so appreciative. There's some crocheted ones. These are super soft. Really love this. Here's some pink ones. So cute. I love that she put them with a little clothespin. So cute. Love those. Oh my, I'm going to save this for last because that's just adorable. These are super, super soft too. Love the purple and the brown. And this pair, y'all, she made these little doggy faces for them. That's adorable. Look how cute. Are they not the cutest thing? Oh my goodness. Precious. Precious. Thank you so much, Jana Kay, for sending these. I will make sure that they get to the organization sometime this week or next week. And I know they are going to be grateful to have those. Now the ones made by Yarnbug. I'm not sure if these are all made by her. I don't want to say your real name in case you don't want me to. So just let me know down below or in a message, and next time I'll say that. But she made some booties. So look at the buttons. These are kind of like the little takeout box kind. They're adorables. And there's these kind of little sock ones. I got some random yarn stuck to them. Random yarn pieces are stuck everywhere here. Some more of this really pretty, it's really pretty baby color yarn with the different colors in it. Oh, these are really cute with the pom-poms. Love how she tied them together with some other bits of yarn. Make them easy so they don't get lost when they're getting given out. And I had made a video a while back, if you're new to my channel. I did a drive for these baby booties back in July. And I got close to 150 something pairs. I think my goal was like 200 pairs. And so these are definitely going to get us closer to that 200 pairs. But all the baby booties got donated, these are getting donated to my local Save a Life. And what happens when someone comes in and they get a sonogram, they're given a gift bag that has some free brochures in there and coupons, and then the bags always have either a hand-knit hat or baby booties to give to the parents. And the baby booties are always something that people ask for. And it's something that they don't ever get a lot donated. So my goal was to supply a whole year's worth of baby booties for them. And they give out about 125 of those packs every year. And so we have definitely covered them for a whole year. And that makes me so happy to be a part of that. And so I appreciate y'all who sent in those and were a part of that as well, because I could not have done that without you. So let's talk about what I'm currently reading. I've started a new book. I have not read any more of my fall book, honestly, because I left it out here and I did not know where I had put it. And I finally found that today. So I'm going to pick that back up this week. I have not even been out to my shed all week. I felt that bad. Like, it is that much pain and it's just not comfortable. But I have started the Patty Lyons workbook series. It's a really fun read. It's called Knitting Bag of Tricks, over 70 saving hacks for better knitting. And basically this works like a workshop. So you read through and she gives you homework where you have to knit up all these swatches. I know it sounds absolutely horrible, knitting swatches, but again, I'm a process knitter, so I enjoy that aspect of it and learning how the stitches are made and how they're formed. If you do not care how the stitches are made or formed and you're not really interested in all that, then this may not be the series for you, because that is what it does. It tells you, or she teaches you, how the stitches are made so you can become a better knitter. And then the tricks are just doing all these swatches and learning from it. And with that, I got the workbook. So this is the Patty Lyons Knitting Bag of Tricks, the official workbook. So let me tell you how I got into this, because there's a story. So originally I just got this. I had pre-ordered it at the end of the summer, or maybe it was early summer, and it literally just got here last week. And so I was so excited to dive into this because I thought this had everything I needed to do. And it starts off with, it's a spiral bound, by the way, and you know how I love spiral bound books. It's just amazing. And it has this nice little flappy thing that holds it together. So it goes through some basic information, and it has stickers in this, and it kind of has a planner where you can record all the information as you do swatches. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. And so I thought I was going to get to go and figure out how to do the exercises here. So I turned to this, and it says your swatch list. And it says use lessons 1 and 2 and 6. And I'm like, where's lessons 1 and 2 and 6? And then I realized that it's a companion book, and you have to have this book that I did not have. So I ordered this book, and then I started reading this book. And then once I get to this book where it tells me to go into this book, I'll pull out this book and I'll use it. But for now, that just fell to the floor. For now, I'm just reading this. And it is very interesting. And she does talk about the stitches and how they're formed, which that's how I learned to knit anyways, was through reading a book. And so I would look at the graphs of how the stitches come up through the needles. And I guess that's why I have no fear of dropping down and fixing my knitting, because I know how those loops are formed. And so there's confidence in that when you get to that part where you know the why and the how and not just do it. Because I've seen many people teach people how to knit and they're like, you just do it like this. And she mentions that too. But it's the knowing why it's done that way so that you know the how it's done that way. And so you can really dive down and drop down and bring up and fix stitches with confidence. And so this is kind of like my predecessor, because I really want to take the master knitting course and crochet course. I would like to be a master knitter and crocheter. And if you do not know what that is put out by the Knitters Guild of America and the Crocheters Guild of America, and it's this really in-depth course that you pay to be a part of. It's kind of expensive from what I've heard. I haven't really looked into it all that much. But you're given all the swatches and stuff that you have to do, and you have to fill out all the information. Then you have to mail in all your stuff, and it has to be graded. And then you can become a certified master knitter or crocheter. And you may be thinking, like, who cares? I just think it would be super cool because I'm a nerd like that. And I'm going to be like, yeah, look, there's my diploma from knitting and crochet school. How cool is that? But also, if I ever decided to open a yarn store, which is something that I would really love to do one day when I'm more settled down in life and things are not so hectic, I would like to have that knowledge under my belt so I can, with confidence, teach knitting and crochet to whoever wanted to learn, which I can still do that now. But I would like for them to understand that, hey, I put all this time in for you, and I'm that invested in you learning. So that's kind of like why I want to do it. And this is to get me pumped up and ready for that. I don't know. So that's what I'm currently reading. And so that's all I really have today. Thank you so much for joining me out here in Yarnitopia and hanging out with me and talking about yarn. I hope you are having a great week with your crafting and know when your yarn or your knitting or crocheting attacks moments, because those are never fun. If you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up button. Consider it a birthday gift from you to me. I would greatly appreciate it. That would be the perfect birthday gift for me. It's just lots of thumbs up on my videos so this channel can grow. And also for you to leave a comment and let me know what you're working on. And don't forget that keyword that I mentioned earlier so you can be eligible to win that prize. I can't wait to celebrate my birthday with you and Vlogtober with you as this month progresses. I will be sharing bits of our fall and Halloween decor at the end of my videos all month. So I hope you stick around to the very end to see those. And until next time, if YouTube does what it's supposed to do, it's going to put a video right here that it thinks you will enjoy. And I will hang out with you in that one. Until then, bye!